Hi, my name is Bobby Hoffman. I'm with Shopkick. I am excited to share with you a little bit today about our platform and how we partner with CPG brands to drive meaningful in-store engagement with CPG brands and other retailer partners. In this world of incentives, there's a lot of things that I want to first start by clarifying is that unlike most incentive platforms that are rewarding people basically for just uploading receipts, whether they're knowledgeable about the products that they have on those receipts, that they're getting the rebates or the cash back. Shopkick is very different. It's unique. It forces a very intentional and purposeful interaction on the shopper's journey, which is great because it gives brands like these CPG companies that we partner with the opportunity to influence them at key moments along that journey. Ultimately, the biggest difference, and I think the important thing to know, is that we're more of an in-store shopper engagement platform that is really driving search in the physical world. We're the connection between digital of those shoppers that are looking for ways to gamify shopping to earn back for behaviors and actions that they're already taking, let's say at Walmart or Target, and ultimately give brands the opportunity to educate, engage, and influence behaviors. Shopkick is 100% opt-in. This is something that shoppers are, obviously the shoppers have downloaded the app, they're engaged, interacting on it, and choosing what content they look at, what they want to engage with. That's why we have such incredibly high completion rates, both with video, lookbooks, and other products within our app that can be utilized by these brands engaged shoppers. Obviously, these are real shoppers. So everything is pacing based off of real human engagement, based off of their interest in the categories that they're shopping. And one of the best benefits of Shopkick is that it is a cost per engagement model. This is something that is very important, is that all actions that, or all impressions and reach and scale that you're getting are all provided as added value. Ultimately, the only cost with Shopkick is the actual engagement moments that matter, whether that be completing a video, uploading a receipt, watching content in store, or finding the products that we're actually directing shoppers to. So I want to just clarify a couple different things. With Shopkick, it is a fully managed service platform where you have a dedicated team. They're here for you and will provide not only everything from the full understanding of your problem and scope to developing and designing a plan that's specific for your objectives and how we can actually accomplish them. And then you have a team that will support through that process. Oftentimes people also think that it needs to be Shopkick or another incentive platform. I just want to call it quickly that when we look at overlap between these other platforms, there is actually very minimal single-digit overlap between these groups. So they can actually work in complement without duplicating audiences and provide an additional benefit by having greater share of voice and reach out there in the market. Another element that makes Shopkick unique and I think very valuable for these brands or for your brands is that we can turn around a program extremely quickly. It doesn't take us long to be able to ingest your content and creative. And once we have everything approved, it only takes 48 hours to push live and be able to activate and get support in store and get shoppers to the shelf. And then of course, dedicated reporting. This is an important component, is understanding at every moment along the journey what we're seeing from shoppers, their engagement and that attribution back to their behaviors in store. I have a quick video here that we're going to play just to give you what it's like a day in the life of a shop kicker, to give you an idea of what that experience is from their perspective. Shopkick, at the core of what we're doing, like I've mentioned before, is driving that in-store engagement and interaction with those shoppers at retail. There is a new focus and a dedicated interest of retailers to keep the stores clean and the noise down to be able to simplify the shopping process. But this also has created a lot of barriers and hurdles from brands' perspective, as there are limited opportunities to be able to interact with those shoppers in the channel where most sales are going through. In fact, well over 80% of sales are still happening in store, not just at Walmart, but at all retailers. In fact, I think the last data points I was seeing is still over 90%. So when we think about our mix of marketing, obviously we've got different platforms that we have to leverage to win at these specific retailers, and different ways that we can tell the story with influencers and others that can help bring to life your product and the value it brings. But one of the gaps is often at store. This is where Shopkick complements the strategy overall, or can be a standalone tactic to be able to engage them. Because we have the pre-shop elements where we can take either creative that's part of a larger campaign and tell that story, but then reinforce it when they arrive at store through a number of different tactics, be able to, through positive disruption, get them to open their app, get them to interact with your brand, be reminded about the content they engage with, and then, of course, finding the product in the store. As an example of why this can be so important and critical for a brand. At Walmart, for instance, there are 100,000 different SKUs on the shelves. This is an incredible amount of competition and products for your item to be able to stand out. So when we think about how do we get somebody to change behavior, we're not just trying to drive substitution. We're not just getting somebody to clip another coupon. We're trying to get somebody to take a different action that they would not have been taking at that retailer in that specific category. So getting them to walk down an aisle they may have not thought of, pick up a brand they never interact with, and give it real consideration. Everything is powered by Kicks. As you saw from the video before, it's fun, it's interactive. It really is actually very engaging. It's like a scavenger hunt at retail. And everyone is doing this for Kicks, and Kicks are what are driving that behavior. There's two important things I just want to call out here. Is one, for the shopper, this is great because it gives you the opportunity to earn points towards gift cards, and those gift cards can be redeemed any number of ways. It's retailer agnostic, so they can utilize it across platforms. Some people use it for a Starbucks gift card, others for substituting groceries at the retailer that they're at, and others for something special, maybe something more exciting like a Disney trip. But the other thing is that when shoppers are buying your items, they are buying them at full price. There is no discount on the products that they're purchasing. They're just being rewarded in Kicks. And Kicks are not directly correlated to the item. They just go into a hopper into an account. This is really an important distinction between us and any other incentive platform, in that we're not discounting the product, we're not eroding the equity or the margins on those items. And so it gives that brand the opportunity to engage meaningfully with the shopper without losing that equity. Because it can be so dangerous when you lose incentives that are discounting the price of a product that people get addicted to the discount, not interested in the product. And our goal and the reason why we use Kicks is exactly that, to create a positive experience with that brand, which then ultimately can lead to loyalty and a long-term customer. And that's exactly where this next visual brings us to, is just understanding how important that very process is, where we can help elevate and expose, engage a shopper to your brand, drive them into the store itself, get them to purchase the item, and then, of course, begin that funnel again. Because often it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 times for a person to try a new product to be able to convert completely. But as we get a new item in somebody's hand, we get them ultimately to engage and interact with it, purchase it, and then have the chance to be reminded and re-engaged again through the platform to be able to ultimately drive behavioral change. In the app, there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different touch points that we have with shoppers. They're at various points in their journey. Like I said, these are key moments. There are opportunities to engage them at home or on the road. Maybe they're in the car line waiting to pick up the kids, all the way to, of course, in store, which is that critical battlefront. That is the key place for brands to be able to win and truly ultimately win their battle at the shelf. And then obviously, lastly, is the conversion of the rewards. What we're going to do next is to walk you through a demo of the app. It won't take long, but it gives you the opportunity to see how that looks, what the interaction experience is from a shopper's perspective, and how the brands can actually leverage this. We think of it often in context only of the specific needs that our partners are bringing to us, whether that is, hey, we need to drive scale. How do we build baskets with this approach? Shopkick has an approach both for individual items and then combining products for solutions. or whether we're driving focus on a new and innovative item, giving shoppers navigational support, getting them to find this new product, whether that's on feature, a limited time offer, whatever it is to help that support that. The ultimate challenge is, where's the product? Not only were they aware of it, but how do we actually find it? And then, of course, there's simple volume driving and campaigns designed specifically around that. But those are just a few of the many ways that we're able to partner with our brands to be able to ultimately drive that conversion. Before we jump into that, though, I want to make sure you understand a little about who our audience is. And this is just simply put, they are the chief household officer. This is the person making the decisions, looking for managing that budget, and then also choosing where they shop and for what items they're shopping for. I just want to call out that even though this is very predominantly women, they are buying for both male and female products. We see absolutely no difference between the performance and success of products, whether that is a male shaver or razor or a female razor. There's no difference in performance. And lastly, I want to mention before we jump into this demo, the key that I love so much about Shopkick and where I've seen it be so effective for our partners is in its ability to take that shopper that is opting into what's important to them and capture their engagement, because engagement is a really hard thing in a world where an impression is measured by half a frame for a couple of seconds on while they're scrolling through a online article. To have somebody actually intentionally opening frequently an app to search out different new products or solutions to make their lives better, or something fun or interesting to try, we see constantly that this excitement and engagement within our platform is what exactly is so valuable to the brands, because it drives them to try different things and to be able to engage with brands and build a loyalty towards them. We're available at all retailers. These are a list of the top partners that we work with. It works just as well at a Kroger or Publix as it does at a Walmart. Interestingly enough, for Club, it actually is a very powerful resource, because it is able to obviously, it's user-led. They're opting into what's relevant to them. So the people that are interacting with a Costco or a Sam's Club or a BJ's membership-based group are members, and so it drives meaningful engagement at whichever retailer you choose to participate at. So as we got to this point, I'm going to switch over to my phone, my device, so you can actually see the app in use. We've set up a little mock store here in my office. It's not anything like a Walmart by any means, but to give you an idea of what it's like from a brand or from a shopper perspective, what that experience is. And I will talk through a little bit here as well, what different ways that brands can use it and try to showcase that for you. There are 3 different sections in the app that you'll be able to see. The Discover tab, which is where we educate, inform, and create inspiration for the shoppers. The Online, which is a portal essentially, where shoppers can go to different retailers and just shop on the retailer platform and earn kicks for just doing the regular online shopping. And then the Nearby and In-Store Nearby tab, which is the in-store component, which is taking the shoppers to their immediate retailer that they've chosen to go shop at. So as we demo the app, I'm going to walk you quickly through the different sections of the app and how the shoppers are using them. This is the Discover portion. This is the part where shoppers will start their journey, because like I mentioned before, you can't accidentally Shopkick. This has to be intentional. You have to actually know what you're looking for, and you have to be able to purposely go find and interact, and of course, even select those items to upload receipts. So as you're going through the app, there's a lot of different content, everything from great seasonal content that's built around what's relevant for the shoppers, different ideas and inspiration, to branded pieces that give the brands the opportunity to be able to tell their story, why you should buy their products, the benefits that their products bring ultimately, and even direct them to maybe a tool or a recipe about the product or how the product can be utilized for them. This is all about giving that shopper that reason to buy, educating them, and of course, creating awareness with the product. Lookbooks, seasonal content are powerful ways to be able to do this. Lots of opportunities to be included and engaging shoppers on many levels through different mediums that Shopkick offers, everything from email to push notifications to texting to in-app engagements and interactions. But ultimately, as you've seen here, these lookbooks are a very powerful tool. As you can see, they can provide a ton of different content. We get over 87% completion rates. And with our video content, we see over 97% completion rate. Once shoppers have done this, once they've gone through and they've looked at the product that's most relevant to them, and they've interacted and searched out things that are of interest, they then head to store. To go there in the app, they simply hit the nearby tab. They open up the retailer that they're at. I've lived in Bentonville, Arkansas. There's a million Walmarts around me, so I'm definitely going to go to what I'm most familiar with. As you can see here, there's several different interactions or several different ways that shoppers can earn kicks while they're in the store itself. One is walk-ins, which seems silly, but it's also a great opportunity. When a shopper walks into a retailer, not only can a brand sponsor this, but it does two things. One, it elevates the brand to the front and to the forefront of their mind, but it also gets that shopper to open their app and begin a proactive shopping trip. Then the scans obviously are organized with their purchase validation or their receipts that they'll upload as they shop the categories and navigate to the specific items that are being featured in the app. There are lots of different ways that we can utilize these engagements in stores to accomplish what's important for the business. One of which I mentioned earlier, but want to make sure I emphasize, is through building baskets. Basically, trying to either connect the dots between different items as a total solution, like this example of the Jimmy Dean bundle. As you can see, all these different apps or products are being featured in the app in different, on their own, and they're in different sections. But as you can see, not only do you get kicks for finding the product in the store, but then you get kicks for uploading the receipt. The real benefit, though, is if you're able to submit a receipt with all items on it, you get a huge bonus kicks. And obviously, the focus here with Jimmy Dean is to teach shoppers that these are a complete solution for them. Easy on the ready products that they can buy and make their meal selections a lot simpler. And then you see other examples like this where we're trying to teach shoppers about regimen, where it's a similar thing where you've got products that address obviously different needs and steps along the way of your skincare. And the benefits, obviously, of this, we're educated and informed up front in the lookbook and through video. And then ultimately, this is connecting the dots in the store to help them find these specific products in a sea of a ton of SKUs to be able to stand out and drive ultimately that conversion. I hope this has been helpful and gives you a better understanding of Shopkick as a platform, how we partner with CPG brands at retail to drive meaningful in-store engagement, interaction through educating them up front, interacting with them on key moments along the journey. We'd love to be able to explore this in a little bit more detail. Obviously, there's a lot of different products and nuances within the platform that help us and enable brands to be able to engage shoppers in a meaningful way and ultimately drive incremental purchases. We appreciate your time and look forward to connecting with you soon. I can be reached at bobby.hoffmann, 2S, 2 N's, at shopkick.com, or visit us at shopkick.com and request a contact from there. Thank you again for your time. We look forward to speaking soon.